Welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather Corinne. Today we're going to be crocheting a no-sew mini bear. This video is designed as a visual tool to go along with the written pattern, which you can find in the description box below. I'll have a link to my blog and a printable PDF version of this pattern. As you can see, these are all crocheted with the same weight of yarn, but different brands do come out a little differently. As you can see, the one on the left is a little bit bigger than the yarn on the right. However, both are worsted weight. I'm also going to show you how to make a scarf and turn this into a bag charm if you would like. Today we're going to be using some black embroidery floss, 6mm safety eyes, stuffing, stitch markers, worsted weight yarn in the color of your choice, a size G or 4mm crochet hook, some scissors, and a tapestry needle. To begin with round one, we're going to create a magic circle. I do have a dedicated video for a magic circle if you're not familiar. And we're going to place 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then we'll use the loose end to pull the magic circle tight. For round 2, we're going to increase in each stitch around. So that's going to be 2 single crochet into the same stitch for an increase. So that was 1 and 2. And we're going to use a stitch marker in the first stitch of the round each time to keep up with our place. So I'm going to continue on with 2 single crochet in each stitch around, or an increase in each stitch. That's going to be a total of 12 stitches for round 2. For round 3, we're going to increase and then 1 single crochet, repeating all the way around. So we're going to increase in the first stitch, pop in our stitch marker, and then place 1 single crochet in the next stitch and repeat. Increase, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And that's going to be a total of 18 stitches for round 3. For round 4, we're going to start working on the ears. So for round 4, we're going to place 1 single crochet in the first 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do a bobble stitch into the front loop only. So that's yarn over, insert the hook through the front loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and one more time, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. So that should be 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 6 loops. Now we're going to single crochet once into the next 8 stitches. That's 7, and 8. And then we're going to do another front loop only bobble stitch. And then we're going to single crochet into the last 5 stitches. This should be a total of 18 stitches for round 4. And now we have the ears. So for rounds 5 through 8, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out some stitch markers so that we can know that we're doing rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I will catch you back at the end of round 8. Here we are at the end of round 8. We're going to pop out all of these stitch markers. For round 9, we're going to decrease and then single crochet. So I'm doing an invisible decrease, which is the front loops only. Pop in a stitch marker, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. We're going to repeat all the way around. Decrease, and then single crochet in the next stitch. That should give us a total of 12 stitches at the end of round 9. At this point, I'm going to make sure that this magic circle is still pulled tight so that we can stuff this tail into the head so that it's out of the way. For round 10, we're going to front loop only, single crochet in each stitch around. So once again, using only the front loop, we're going to single crochet in each stitch. So here is the front loop only, single crochet, pop in our stitch marker, and continue the same all the way around. Front loop only, single crochet. So this should leave us with a total of 12 stitches at the end of round 10. Okay, at the end of round 10, we're going to pause so that we can add the eyes and the mouth and then a little bit of stuffing. So making sure that the stitch marker is on the back side of the work, we're going to get some 6mm safety eyes. And for placement, we're going to count down in between rounds 5 and 6. So that's between 5 and 6. Pop in the safety eye. And then we're going to leave 2 stitches in between the safety eyes. So 1, 2, pop it into the third one. And I'm going to pop on the backs. Moving on to the mouth, we're going to use some black embroidery floss. And this is all 6 strands of the embroidery floss. We haven't separated any. And we're going to stitch on a capital letter T for the mouth. So I'm going to make 2 pass-throughs for the nose portion of the mouth. The trick here is not to pull too tight. And then one pass through for the lower half of the letter T for the mouth or the nose. It's a nose mouth. And then I'm going to tie a double knot with these tails and trim off or stuff in the excess yarn. And to finish off the head, I'm just going to add some polyfill stuffing. And here we have the head of the bear. So now we'll pick back up and move on to round 11. For round 11, we're going to increase in the first stitch, pop in the stitch marker, and then one single crochet in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat like that all the way around. Increase, single crochet in the next stitch. So that's going to be a total of 18 stitches at the end of round 11. For round 11, we're going to add the top legs. So we're going to single crochet in the first 8 stitches. So that's 6, 7, and 8. And so we're going to do a front loop only bobble in the next stitch. And then single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then another front loop only bobble stitch. And then single crochet in the last 4 stitches of this round for a total of 18 stitches for round 12. So now we have his first 2 legs. For rounds 13, 14, and 15, we're going to single crochet in each stitch. So I will catch you back at the end of round 15. That's 18 stitches per round. So here we're at the end of round 15. We're going to go ahead and pop out these stitch markers and move on to round 16. Round 16, we're going to add the second set of legs. So we're going to single crochet in the first 3 stitches. So that's 2 and 3. And to add a tail, we're going to front loop only bobble stitch in this next stitch. Single crochet in the next 5 stitches. And now we're going to front loop only bobble stitch. Single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Front loop only bobble stitch. And then single crochet in the last 2 stitches of the round for a total of 18 stitches. So now we've completed all 4 of the legs and the tail. We're going to start decreasing. So for round 17, we're going to decrease 9 times in a row. And here's the 9th decrease. So that's going to be a total of 9 stitches for round 17. So now we're going to pause and add the final stuffing. For our last round, round 18, we're going to single crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to decrease 4 times in a row. So I'm not going to use the stitch marker because it's getting very small at this point. So I'm just going to decrease 4 times. If you're enjoying this tutorial, finding any value in it, please give my video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And here is our last decrease. So we're going to chain 1 and then tie off with a long enough tail that we can weave in this end. To close up the hole left at the bottom, we're going to use a yarn needle and this ending tail. And we're just going to weave the yarn needle through each stitch around and then pull tight. Now that we've pulled this nice and tight, I'm going to stick the yarn needle back through the very bottom and pull it out through the back of the bear. And then pulling it tight, it brings that finishing round a much cleaner look. And then we'll snip off the excess, and that completes our mini bear. He should sit up on his own now since he's got the 2 legs and the tail to keep him steady. So if you would like to turn him into a bag charm or add a scarf, I'll also show you those options. You could attach a keychain to the top, but if you'd like to use yarn, here is what I would recommend. Place a slip knot on your hook and then insert the hook on the back side of round 1 and slip stitch. And then we're going to chain about 40 stitches, or you can adjust this to the length of your choice. So I'm just going to chain 40. And then slip stitch back into that same stitch where we started. So I'm going to chain 1 and tie off. And then using a yarn needle, weave in these 2 ends in the same way that we weaved in the finishing end. And now our mini bear can be a keychain or bag charm. To add a scarf to our mini bear, we're going to simply chain 41 chain stitches in the color yarn of your choice. I'm going with this burnt orange pumpkin color for fall. So I'm just going to chain 41. Okay, so now we've got the 41 chain stitches. We're going to slip stitch in each stitch down the chain. So that's going to be a total of 40 slip stitches all the way down to the end. Now that we're at the end, we're going to chain 1 and tie off with a long enough tail to weave in. And I'm just going to tie these tails together into a double knot. And then use a yarn needle to weave them in and trim off the excess. And so now we have a cute little scarf for the bear, and I'll just simply tie it in a single knot around his neck and adjust it however you like. Doesn't our bear look so cozy with his cute little scarf ready for fall? Please tag me on Instagram with the bear colors and scarf color variations that you use. I love seeing your creations. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you soon with a new project. Happy crocheting!